I feel like a lot of people don't really get Cinderella. See, a lot of people, particularly film studios, treat Cinderella as the most basic of fairy tale romances. Girl in bad situation, girl gets magical help, girl gets handsome guy. I myself thought of it that way for a long time until meeting my wife. By the way, much of this video is going to basically be me acting as a mouthpiece for her since she's very camera shy. Due to reasons that I am not at liberty to divulge, she and many others see Cinderella not as a romance story, but a survival story. Specifically, a story about surviving familial abuse. Think about it. In all the myriad versions of Cinderella throughout the world, the prince is rarely given any focus except as a way for Cinderella to get out of her terrible situation. In fact, I think this is why this fairy tale is one of the oldest and most widespread tale type in history, because it gives people in situations like Cinderella's hope. Hope that through remaining kind and persevering, they too will have a chance to escape. Funnily enough, in almost every version, Cinderella isn't going to the ball or party or whatever to see the prince, but rather just to have one night away from home where she can enjoy herself. It is in seizing that chance for happiness that the chance to escape comes her way. The prince doesn't need a personality because he isn't important. Cinderella and her escape is. But why not just toughen up and run away on her own, I hear some of you ask? How far do you think she would get? Honestly, how far do you think a lone person in ye olden times would get before their abusive parent managed to track them down and take them back? Well, why doesn't she fight back? She does. Obviously not physically. That would only get her abused more. But running off to the ball is fighting back, and so is being kind. That's the other inspirational part of the Cinderella story for my wife and many others. The fact that she stays so kind. While some view her as weak, those who grew up in abusive households know just how hard it is to remain a good and kind person when treated like absolute dirt. The fact that Cinderella remains so kind despite all of that shows just how strong she is, and serves as inspiration to others that they can remain strong enough to remain kind too. That's why I think it's wrong to treat Cinderella as a romance, because it is one of the least interesting parts of the tale, and is very much not the point. Viewing the story as one of surviving and escaping an abusive household while holding on to your humanity is so much more interesting, and I hope this TikTok has helped you see it in a new light as well, just as my wife did for me.